Now, I've been taking digital notes longer than the iPhones even existed. Back in college, I spent a ton of time scanning entire engineering textbooks into PDFs so I could search them in classes, and also taking handwritten notes in Calc 2 using a clunky old convertible Lenovo tablet. So when I tell you the reMarkable Paper Pro is the best digital notebook that I've ever used, I mean it. No distractions, no clutter, just me, my thoughts, and a tool that actually just gets out of the way. Plus it has a beautiful color e-ink display that makes everything look just a little bit more alive. And here in Ho Chi Minh City, during a week of nonstop meetings, it's been the only device that I've actually needed to use. I've used it to plan, prep, and take notes, even on the extremely long flight over here. So today, let me show you why I think this is the best digital notebook on the market today, even at a steep price point. Hi there neighbors, I'm Ryan the Tech Guy, and welcome back to This Smart House, your destination for the best in new technology and cool smart home tech. So as I mentioned before, this week I'm actually in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam for meetings. And I've been using the Paper Pro consistently this week to both plan and take notes in meetings. I was even able to mark up presentations on the way over here on my long flight. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that I'm all about technology that actually helps you in day-to-day life. And I think this tablet nails that. The reMarkable Paper Pro combines minimalist designs, a surprisingly useful color e-ink display, and a polished ecosystem. Whether it's planning content or taking meeting notes, I find this extremely useful. So let's take a closer look to see if this e-ink tablet is worth the hefty price tag. Now, what I noticed the first time I picked one of these up was how sturdy it actually felt. It really does feel well made and well designed. It's ultra thin at only 5.1 millimeters and only weighs about 500 grams. This means it's lighter than a standard iPad, and it feels pretty strong as well. You're not really afraid it's going to bend. The sleek silver aluminum body gives it a premium feel without being flashy. The back has these nice rubber feet that help grip the table when it's outside of the case. Now, the front of the device is simple. There's no buttons, no logos. The only button that's on the entire device is here on the top, which is the main power button. But you won't be using that all that much because when you put it in the case and open it, it automatically turns on. Now, one of the biggest upgrades from this over the reMarkable 2 is the color e-ink display. It's still really easy on the eyes like a traditional e-ink display, but now you can highlight, draw, or organize with subtle color. It even allows you to blend two colors together to make your own custom colors, which is pretty neat. It's of course not bright and punchy like an OLED display, but that's not really what it's here for. It's nice to have the ability to add some context and clarity to your documents without losing that paper feel. You can even upload books or comic books in color and read them on the display. The textured screen surface along with the Marker Stylus really gives you a paper-like feel. And the marker will actually attach magnetically to the side and get recharged with the tablet. So just like on modern iPads, once you stick it on here, you don't really need to remember to charge it. And there's a nice little battery display that appears when you dock it, so you can know if the marker is running low on battery. And if you've ever used an e-ink display in a dim room, you'll know that a backlight is great to have. It's just enough illumination to actually be able to read the display or write on it in the dark. This prevents you from getting eye strain or having to use an external light like on other devices. Plus, it retains that paper-like quality even with the lights on. Plus, they've recently added an upgrade that increases the maximum brightness of the display. Now, I do feel like writing on the Paper Pro feels like writing in a regular notebook. The screen just has a little bit of a texture to it, and it feels like writing on real paper. And the Marker Stylus really does a good job of being smooth, but also giving you a bit of resistance. When you're writing notes or editing PDFs, you get access to a variety of different tools. There are different types of pens, highlighters, markers, and of course erasers. Plus, the stylus actually supports different pressure sensitivities. So the harder you press, the darker the lines get. And with the help of the new color screen, it adds just enough variation to allow you to do things like highlight in yellow or mark up engineering drawings in red. I found this super helpful at work because I can just take those drawing sets, throw them on my device, mark them up, and send them directly onto my team. Now, reMarkable uses what they call notebooks, which are effectively just a collection of pages. When setting these up, you have access to a bunch of built-in templates from different line sizes, grids, or specific papers for things like creating music. Then you can organize all these notes into different folders, and you can nest multiple folders under each other, which is great for organization. There's even a great shape assistance tool that allows you to draw straight lines or clean boxes or circles. This is awesome for somebody like me who really has no artistic capability whatsoever. Now, there's one thing to note. These pen tips do seem to wear down pretty fast. After a couple weeks of use, I've noticed that they kind of curve off and lose a little bit of the grippiness. The tablet does come with about 6 pen nibs included in the box, and you can purchase more for around $20. I think that's a bit hefty for as quick as you wear through these, so you might want to keep that in mind. Other e-ink notebooks that I've used in the past have nibs that last the lifetime of the notebook, but still give you a nice grippy sensation. Now the standard version of the tablet actually comes with the regular marker, but thankfully I was upgraded to the Marker Plus. The big difference is the Marker Plus actually has an eraser on the back, so you can quickly switch between writing and erasing by flipping the pen over. The eraser does take a little bit of getting used to because it's not a stroke eraser, it actually erases what you touch. So keep that in mind whether it's worth the $50 upgrade for that eraser. Now if you do need to mark up documents, you can convert everything to PDF and load them right on the tablet. When you open up a PDF, you can annotate them by using the pen or the highlighters or the markers. There's a nice feature where even if it's not included on the PDFs, you can pinch out and it creates a margin around the edge so you can take notes in. And of course you can zoom in and out of a document by using a 2-finger pinch or by holding down 2 fingers and moving around. Now one of the coolest things about the system is that they actually have their own cloud service that works very well. They have a variety of apps that run on things like iOS, PC, Android, or macOS. And it allows for almost instantaneous synchronization of documents. All you have to do is close out of the active document, it pushes it to the cloud, and you can open it on one of the relevant apps. This is awesome because sometimes I will make a note, close it, leave it at my desk, and I still want to reference it from my phone later on. And the reMarkable apps give you a lot of the same features that you have on the tablet itself. The same organization, you can create notes, things like that, but it's more accessible because it's on any device you want. I just wish that they would support things like the S Pen or the Apple Pencil on those devices. Now the syncing ecosystem is one of the reMarkable's biggest selling points. Even without the Kinect subscription, you get limited syncing to their mobile and desktop apps. You can view, organize, and export your handwritten notes. Plus everything stays synchronized in the reMarkable cloud. That said, a lot of the advanced features, like editing typed text, handwriting to text conversion, or access to the full template gallery, is locked behind the paid subscription. Now the template system is actually pretty cool and very useful. They give you layouts and editable documents based on common and popular productivity systems, like the bullet journal. There's also habit tracking and daily planners all built in and included in the cost of the subscription. At $30 a year, the Kinect subscription isn't gonna break the bank, but again, it's a little off-putting already with a device as expensive as the Paper Pro is. Now I feel the PDF editing is handled pretty well. You can take PDFs and upload them directly to the device, mark them up with a stylus, and then re-export them back into whatever application you want. Then all your annotations will be added as a layer and can be viewed in any PDF viewer. Plus there's cloud service integrations like Google Drive. This allows you to import and open PDFs from Google Drive right on the device, or export directly from the device to one folder in your Google Drive or OneDrive or whatever cloud storage you use. It's not a full sync, but it's great for grabbing documents to reference or mark up on the go. Now, if you're a fan of eBooks, you can take the popular EPUB book format and upload those documents right to the device and read them like you would on a Kindle. Now, you can't just take Amazon Kindle books and drop them on here. You'll have to go through quite a few steps using something like Calibre to remove the DRM, convert it to EPUB, and then you can upload it on here. Or you can just purchase or acquire EPUBs from other vendors. Now, for pure reading, you're not going to get the same level of integrations like you would see on an Amazon Kindle. There's no bookmarks, not a lot of font adjustments, and the highlighting is kind of limited. But having this capability on a tablet you might be already carrying is great because you could still have comfortable reading using the e-ink display and then switch over and take handwritten notes. So you'll see right now I've actually got the type cover on the tablet. That's because I didn't want to bring two covers with me. But you do have an option between either the heavier type cover, which includes a keyboard, or the book folio, which is just your standard cover. Both of them are very well made, and the tablet uses its embedded magnets to stick to the cover, so you can quickly and easily take it in and out. So both tablets use the same clasp system, which I think is pretty clever. So once you stick the pin on, you can close the clasp over magnetically, which holds the pin in place. So far this has been pretty secure, and I haven't seen the pin fall out in my bag in the last few months. So the standard folio is your minimalistic choice. It's thin and lightweight and doesn't add much more to the tablet itself, but still protects the screen when you throw it into a bag. This is great if you're only going to be using handwriting or sketching. Now the Type Folio, on the other hand, actually turns the tablet into more of a complete writing tool. The keyboard's actually built into the cover, and it doesn't use batteries or Bluetooth. So as soon as it snaps into place, it uses the embedded contacts to automatically connect to the keyboard and even light up the letter keys on the keyboard if you're working at night. The keys actually have a decent feel for something this slim. It's actually pretty comfortable to type on for an extended period of time. But of course, you're using an e-ink display, so the refresh is a little slow, but once you get used to it, you stop noticing. I use it all the time when writing scripts. I'll take them out of my Notion template, paste it in through one of the PC apps, and then it pops up instantly on my tablet so I can take it out and write distraction-free. But there's one thing you should note is if you do want to edit your text on a computer and then bring it over to the tablet, you'll have to have the Kinect subscription for that. Without it, there's no way to synchronize typed text. You can still create new documents on the tablet, but there's no way to interact or edit it in the reMarkable app. You can copy it and paste it into another app, but then you can't make any changes to it. So you'll need a Kinect subscription for that. Now, I do find that a little bit frustrating at this price point that you can't edit text, especially if you've already invested in the type cover. Hopefully they'll add that back to the free tier sometime soon. So I've been using the Paper Pro for about 4 months now, and it's become a key aspect of my daily workflow. I use it for planning out my day in the morning, I take notes at meetings during the day, and then at night, I use it to help me write and create content. I've even been using it on shoots to help manage my film crew. It's been great having all my resources quickly accessible and be able to take handwritten notes on top of them. This week in Vietnam has been a good test to see how well this works while traveling. I've had a few syncing issues with hotel Wi-Fi, but for the most part, it's been solid. And even after using this so heavily during the week, I haven't had the need to charge it. I find it lasts about 7 full days. And unlike some other tablets that I've used, it doesn't seem to die as quickly if you don't use it for a few days. So I've hinted at it throughout the video, but let's talk about pricing. So the standard Paper Pro comes in at $579. Now this only includes the basic marker, so you don't get the eraser functionality. But of course you can always click on the eraser button on the screen and then you still have access to an eraser, but it's just not as quick and convenient. If you want to upgrade to the Marker Plus, that'll cost you an extra $50. That'll bring the grand total up to $629. But that's just for the tablet, that doesn't include a case. Now again, for the covers, you have 2 choices. The standard folio comes in at $89, and if you want to upgrade all the way to the type cover, that will set you back $229. So if you're going for the full setup, that includes the tablet, the Marker Plus, and the type cover, that's going to set you back just under $1,000. Then on top of that is the Kinect subscription, which will set you back about $3 a month or $30 a year. This of course gives you access to those advanced features and the template gallery. Now one thing to note is with these trying economic times that we have these days, the prices might shift. But as we know, that might change. Now I do realize this is a premium setup, but you have to look at the value of how often you use it. If you're a person who takes voracious notes or loves to read on the go, then having a one-stop shop device with a cloud sync might be worth it to you. I've really come to rely on the device for daily planning, note-taking, and consuming content. One of the biggest problems that I had using an iPad as my daily note taker is 1, the battery life isn't that great, and 2, it was just super distracting. Every time I turn it on, there'd be a notification. It'd want to take me to check my email or open another app. So I would have every intent to get started on a project and end up getting distracted. So having a much simpler setup is a nice touch. So I really think if you want to look at a focused note-taking tool, then the Paper Pro is a great choice. Now, one of the things I've really been working on lately is integrating this into my greater workflow using things like OpenAI and N8N. So check back later on for more videos on that subject. I've already got a great workflow set up where I can take a PDF, export it right from the tablet into a folder, and then N8N automatically converts the handwriting and adds all of that in detail to my Notion notebooks. It's an overly complicated system, but I love the flexibility of it. So if you'd like to check out the reMarkable Paper Pro, I've got links down in the description. Another big thank you goes out to reMarkable. It was great to see them at CES this year, and I really appreciate them sending everything over for me to take a look at. Even after I'm done with this video, I'm going to continue using this device day in and day out. I really do love it. Now, if you found this breakdown helpful, all I ask is that you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more great tech reviews and smart home tutorials. Now, if you want to see how to get N8N set up to do your own custom cloud workflows, I've got a video right over here that'll take you through the setup process and show you how to use it. If you've ever used something like Make.com or IFTTT, it's like that on steroids and free. Thanks for making it this far in the video. I've got to go pack because I got another 22-hour flight ahead of me. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next video.